cloud names. We're going to start this hour with another Squawk Alley exclusive here during Cloud Week as Microsoft announces two first-of-their-kind data products for Azure. With us now this morning is Microsoft's head of cloud, Executive Vice President of Azure, Jason Zander. Jason, good morning. So it's interesting. We've got Splunk suffering this morning, and they deal in big data. You have these announcements that are going to help enterprise customers sift through their data and get better answers. Can you explain?
Yeah, absolutely. And John, thank you, first of all, for having me on this week, especially during Cloud Week. Appreciate it. It's good to see you again. Yeah, we're announcing two first-of-their-kind products today, and we're launching them, Azure Synapse Analytics and Azure Purview. And they are designed, as you point out, to be able to figure out how do we break down these silos of data that every company has and get more insight out of them. And we've been talking a lot about data, and even the topics just now were about that. And yet the growth rate is just phenomenal. In fact, we're expecting to see more data in the next 3 years than we did in the last 30. And yet when we talk to Fortune 1000 leaders, half of them still don't actually look as their data estate as a business asset. And we think it's time to take control of that data, and that's what our launch is about today.
Jason, whatever happened to the Open Data Initiative? I remember talking to Satya Nadella there at Microsoft and Shantanu Narayan, Bill McDermott. There was this talk about being able to share data back and forth between enterprises, that not being locked in and siloed. Has that moved anywhere?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that core strategy around how do we enable people to get value from all of their data, whether it's from us, whether it's from our partners, and what we're building out is a set of technology that can enable that. And as an engineer, I'm super excited about that because we're literally taking 30 years of product development in order to get things like Synapse Analytics and Purview together. And so it does enable that kind of interop, and I think we'll continue to see more and more of that.
Jason, what are you hearing from customers that's led to the launch of these things? We've seen some slowdown in spending on on-premise technology, whether that's hardware or software, continued strength in the cloud. What's the flavor of the conversation that customers are having about where to spend and the results that they hope to get?
Yeah, and this has been, without stating it, a very unique year. And of course, we saw about 2 years worth of digital transformation in just 2 months at the start of the pandemic. People would work from home, school from home, et cetera. We've seen acceleration of usage of cloud for mission critical workloads. That continues to go. And of course, if I look at the Synapse Analytics product, Purview, things we're bringing in, it's directly based on that customer feedback of what problems do we need to solve, how do we get leverage out of our data, and how do we continue to evolve our business in what are some pretty interesting and new challenging times.
Jason, speaking of that customer feedback, it was so interesting to read about how the likes of Procter & Gamble and Starbucks and FedEx are using this type of technology. What is the full breadth of type of customer you believe could benefit from this new service that you're offering?
Yeah, and I think data and analytics is strategic for all different types. Give you another couple of examples. FedEx is now using this technology in order to get ready for their logistics on COVID-19 vaccine distribution. And as you know, that's going to be a very exacting thing. Walgreens Boots Alliance, another great example, this time in retail. They're doing about 200 million item forecasts a day at about 1/3 the cost and 3 times the performance. So those are just examples that are there, but I think it's going to apply to all industries.
Jason, certainly so much value buried in all that data that you're helping your customers make sense of. I'm curious, as you look at that competitive landscape, and particularly competition with Amazon Web Services, how do you think this will play into that competitive battle?
Well, I think in particular, data and analytics, as I mentioned, it's never been more strategic. And just the fact that people can and should be making more use of that, I think the thing that they've lacked is those capabilities. And again, what we've done is take 30 years of software development work and pull that together into Synapse and into Purview. Being able to do that allows you to take all these islands of data, data warehousing, big data, SQL, NoSQL. In some ways, we threw that all out and said, let's go do a cloud version of that that's actually native and gives you access. And then, by the way, let's do the data governance. Because problem number one is, I don't even know what data I have, and how do I take control of it, and how do I meet rising compliance requirements? And so we think we've got very differentiated technology here, and that's why we're launching first of their kind tech.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.